Live and you'll press the got it button. Got it. Great stuff. So welcome gang to day 3 of the LinkedIn Live Challenge. If you're hearing this on the replay as well, great to see you in the replay. If you're here live, then we get to be more interactive and hear what you're saying. And of course, being in the room really helps to cement the learning. So welcome gang. We are going to talk about your challenge for today, the type of live that you can put across. And as you guys would have maybe seen if you were there last week or yesterday even, by doing these and building out these assets, actually they're bigger than just doing a live. They, for example, yesterday could well be your About Us page or your About section on your LinkedIn profile. We talked very much about your origin story yesterday and actually presenting that. And I'd love to hear how people got on with their lives yesterday. So Dee, let's go to you first, Dee. How did you get on yesterday with your live?
Yeah, I did it yesterday. In fact, I did both day 1 and day 2 yesterday because I was traveling on Monday, so I couldn't
Congrats.
get on. But I managed to get them both in. Yeah, it's the first time I've really done my story about why I work with people with IBS, women with IBS and chronic conditions. So it felt a little bit kind of, I don't know why I feel like this, but it's kind of my story, and I've not really shared that, because the condition is one of embarrassment, which is why I call my membership and my program From Embarrassment to Empowerment, because it's an embarrassing condition and very few people talk about it. So that's why I've created that space for people to feel safe in disclosing things. So my story is very similar to the feeling that I would imagine a lot of women get when they're actually, so I felt it a little bit kind of like, oh, I don't know when I should share this. But yeah, I did it and it was really, really good. And I managed to fathom out the tech, because it's the tech
Yeah,
side that always challenges me. Always.
fantastic. Oh, congrats. Give it up for Dee. Yes. Woo. Congratulations, Dee.
Thank
Awesome.
you.
And well done, because it's all about throwing yourself into it and just going for it, because you'll never work out the tech unless you try and do it live, because when you're doing it live, that kind of panic comes on and you're worrying about stuff or the rest of it. But once it goes okay and you're like, oh, actually, it was just press the button a couple of times and bam, we're there, then hopefully the next time's easier and the next time's easier. So did you find the second one easier to, although the second one, if it was about your origin story, was probably a difficult subject, was the techie bit starting to get easier as you went along?
It was because I'd actually done the day 1 earlier on in the day. So
Yeah.
when I came to do my second one yesterday, it was fresh in my mind what I needed to do. And I even managed to trim the end, because at the first one, I'm sat there pressing end live and I'm sat there going, I don't want 10 seconds or 13 seconds of me just staring at the computer going, what the hell do I do next? So that's what happened on the first one. But the second one, I managed to do it no bother. So yeah, I think it was the techie one that I kind of held back doing the first one, because it was like,
Mm,
will I get the tech right? And that kind of just stops me in my tracks when it comes to doing
yeah,
new tech stuff. But yeah, I did it. I'm quite proud of myself.
fantastic. Cool. Congratulations. I'm proud of you as well. We're all proud of you. Well done, Dee. That's awesome. Great stuff. And I'd love to hear from Mark White. Right. So Mark, tell us about your day 2 and how you got on.
No worries. Of course, yeah, I liked it. It went a lot smoother. Obviously, the process from the day before, but with a different message. And my question to anyone, you included, anyone who saw it, do you understand our story? Do you understand our story? Because if not, then that would be that would be the issue. But in terms of doing it, no issue from my side, and looking forward to doing more beyond like the 4 days. But then it's going to be a regular 2 or 3 a week post from our side.
That's fantastic. So actually not just doing this challenge, but taking this challenge's momentum and going into the following weeks, because it's all about that consistency. It's about showing up. And also the point of this, guys, is it's about showing up in different formats. So you may be posting on LinkedIn, you may be putting polls out on LinkedIn. That's nice as a post, as a poll, they're different formats. a live comes in, an event comes in, you're just giving that mixed messages, and we all learn slightly differently, and we all are drawn to slightly different content. And so by adding this to your armory, that's another way to draw people in. And you do get, when we go live, a little bit of an unfair placement in people's feeds, because a little pop-up will go, Mark Wright's live, and you can go click straight on it. So it does have a higher provenance in terms of the feed when you're actually going live. So it's definitely a good tool to use. I like it. Okay, I'm going to give you the last say on this, Mike Stevenson. How did yesterday go in terms of your live?
I found it quite emotional. I mean, I think I spoke very persuasively and eloquently. And you just realize then that actually what I do is my life encapsulated and the experiences I've had. So I think that it probably is a very useful piece of footage which can be used in different ways. However, I mastered the time thing. It defaulted to British summertime, which is good.
Okay.
The previous day it was ECT or something. I don't know what happened. So I found myself with only 15 minutes notice to get on. But I don't know how many people were there. Quite a few people had signed up, and I didn't see anywhere where the people were.
So when you're doing the live, it will tell you, there's a little icon bottom right to tell you who's watching it live, and then afterwards you can actually look at the analytics of it as well. So both of those places should be able to tell you. Normally, I think it's bottom right hand corner where you'll see the volume of people live. So so that will help. And of course, obviously, you've got the chat as well if people are asking questions in there. But cool. Well, look, guys, a round of applause to everybody who went live yesterday. Yes. Well done, gang. Well done. I love it. Great. So, and Charles Francois said in the chat there, just as we conclude, most of my posts get 65 to 100 views. My test live got 330 views. So there you go. It's a testament to the fact that we get a bit further leg up when we are running live. So why not? Why not? It doesn't. And also what I like about it is that you can just, if you feel like you've got an idea and you know your subject, you just press a button, you go live, job done, it's then finished, if you wanted to go a live like that. Okay, so welcome to day 3. So remember, day 1, we talked about the no, which is a bit of thought leadership, a nice easy one for you to get started on. Day 2 was around the like, so telling your origin story. Why do they like you? To get to know you a bit more. Now today is about trust. And so we need to work that trust piece. What do we mean by that? Well, actually, what do other people say about you? We heard what you say about yourself yesterday, but what do other people say about you? And so that's what today's all about. Tomorrow will all be about your call to action. And so let's try and get some sales and some calls in the diary tomorrow and let this whole sequence build up to that. Cool? So we worked out how we got on yesterday. So that's fantastic. So today, as I say, is the customer story, your story of the clients that worked with you. Maybe we can intertwine that with your origin story as well. So it becomes a bit of a series. So here's the game plan, guys. So what we want to do is find your story, right? So we need to look at who's already saying nice things about you. Where can we go and find that? Well, maybe we can look at your LinkedIn recommendations. And actually, again, this is one of those activities that might reveal, are you actually asking for LinkedIn recommendations? We can come back and show you how to do that in a second. So if you haven't got the right LinkedIn recommendations or up-to-date ones, then maybe today's activity also could be to send a few requests out to get more LinkedIn recommendations, because it's easy to do, and I'll show you. Maybe you've received a nice email from a client that's thanked you for going above and beyond, and you've kept that somewhere and not actually done anything with it. Well, maybe today's the day to have that and a few quotes from that you could interweave into the story. And I'm going to give you a format for telling that story in the next slide. Maybe you've got some Google reviews or some Facebook reviews that people have written some nice things about you. And if you don't have those, then actually, again, why don't we have them? Why are we not asking for them? Do we have a system for collating reviews from your customers? And so this, again, should reveal some of that. And of course, you could just go direct and ask people. Maybe here's a crazy idea. Maybe you could ask your client if they'd be willing to jump on the live with you and actually invite them onto the StreamYard as a guest and interview them directly on the live stream and ask them some questions about what it's like to work with you. That could be quite cool, and also very interactive and very interesting. So maybe we could work both functions. And just to kind of bring that to life, remember, we are talking about StreamYard, and if anybody hasn't seen us talk about, oh, hello, that's us streaming currently, streaming about streaming. I like it. So remember, we recommend StreamYard just because it's easy, simple, and free. And when you go and create a new live stream, you want to invite people to this, and you definitely get double points if you do your story of your customer live on a stream. Definitely double points. So you create your live stream. Obviously, we talked about this on day one. And so let's just put a test. Oh, hello. Out here, and we'll get into the studio. There's the button at the bottom that will help to load up your guests. So if I'm inviting people into this, here we go, enter the studio, then I can use this invite function. So I'm in the stream here. Yes, I'm on the bottom here, so I can add myself to the stage. Your guest also, if you use this invite feature, you simply just copy this and you send it out. Now, here's a fun challenge. Who on here wants to take me up on the challenge of clicking on that link and jumping into this stream? Is anybody? It may not, when I've asked before, it may not have happened because people might not have everything ready. But if anybody does have StreamYard and can jump on that link and then join me in this room, then we could have a bit of a play with this. Aha, welcome, Mark. Thank you, sir. So I could be working this StreamYard, and then I could invite Mark to the stage. How are you, Mark? I'm not actually. No, I am. I am getting a little echo, but I think that's more from the Zoom. So
Just thinking if I jump out the other, you'll leave the other meeting. That's better. Hello.
There we go. Yes, no echo. So welcome, Mark. How are you? How's things? I'm absolutely amazing. I'm absolutely amazing. Well, I tell you what we'll do. If you're okay to play along with this, Mark, do you mind if I just go live and just ask you, how have you found LinkedIn for Breakfast? And I know you've only come to like one event or whatever, but just a bit of fun, just to do a. Is that okay? This is great. I love it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually remove Mark from the stage. I'm going to have him there. He's doing his hair already, so that's all good. You look beautiful, by the way, Mark, so it's all good. And so I can actually do a private chat with him in here, and actually I can chat with him and say, hi, Mark, going live in 30 seconds, like this. Oh, ho, Mark, sorry. And so now Mark's going to be sit. So we can actually chat on a chat whilst we're doing it. Perfect. And now he's saying ready. So this is great. So that won't be seen live. Now I can press go live here, and I'll stop it. It's going to go. Oh, hang on. Can I edit it? Perfect. Okay. So interview with Mark Son. Oh, good. Forgot your K. Wilson, about LinkedIn. Got to spell LinkedIn right. They're going to give you. Fantastic. Okay. Just going to stick it in there twice. Good. Right. So we save changes and we're going to go live. Thank you for playing along with this, Mark. So here we go. Go live. Okay, guys, so welcome and thank you all so much. So I'm just doing a quick live stream here because I'm doing a bit of a demo for a 4-day challenge that we're doing about how to go live on LinkedIn. And today we are challenging our challengers within this 4-day challenge to talk and do an interview and tell a story of someone they've worked with or they've helped in some way. And I've got a very glamorous assistant here, Mark Wilkinson, who's kindly offered to be the demo of how I can actually invite people to the stage and interview them and discuss, what their experience has been. So I'm going to add Mark now to this live stream. Here we go. And here he is. So welcome, Mark. Fantastic to see you here. Thanks for playing along. How are you finding the LinkedIn for Breakfast so far?
I really like the community and I really like what you're doing, Richard. I'm reasonably experienced, having put my first book out 3 or 4 years ago now and doing a lot of lives. I've stopped doing them recently, just took a little break for the summer, but I really like what you're doing. I love the strategic approach that you've got in place in your systems, and I'm really looking forward to exploring that further with you.
I like that, Mark. Well, that's fantastic. And what would you say if you were going to give a tip to someone who's looking at this and thinking, oh, okay, there's live streams on LinkedIn. I'm not sure how to get involved in that. What's been your experience and your kind of knowledge of live streaming on LinkedIn?
Well, one of the best things I can give advice-wise is what anyone else thinks is none of your business. So that's a really good start point. And really start to relax, be yourself, right? There's a reason for you, there's a purpose for you. You have a message, you have a story. Very often I say to my own coaching clients, get out of your own way and actually enjoy the experience, because LinkedIn and other places, to be honest, but streaming across, multiple platforms, but especially LinkedIn because it's a professional network, streaming across these areas is really powerful. People buy from people. They want to work with other people, in this AI world and all this new stuff that's happening. You cannot replace the human experience, and it's very, very important that they get to know you as an individual. So anyone watching this, don't be shy, step up, gain the confidence that's required to be able to show up and interview and indeed be interviewed.
Fantastic. I love that, Mark. Well, look, thank you so much. And what most people might not realize is that actually we have a whole Zoom audience that's watching us StreamYard this through a studio. And you've been a fantastic support and help for me to be able to do that. So thank you very much. Thanks for letting me put you on the spot. And we'll finish this now. Yeah, round of applause for the audience there. Well done, Mark. Thank you. We'll end the stream and then we'll jump into the Zoom now. Thank you so much, Mark. And also, get involved with streaming, as Mark says, guys. Cheers. Bye now. Bye-bye. There we go, guys. So thank you all. And so thank you, Mark, as well. Please do feel free to jump back into the Zoom. I do appreciate it. And I'm going to jump back into the studio and return to the dashboard. So there we go, gang. So look, I hope that was a good example. I think maybe you might have had slightly quieter sound quality for Mark, because obviously Mark had left the Zoom room but was in the studio, so there wasn't an echo. So thank you for working that scenario. We should let him back into the Zoom room there. So we win prizes, but hopefully you can see how easy that was, right? Just sent the link out. He joined it, added into the stage. We had a great conversation. It looks visually pretty fun. And then of course it was going out live on LinkedIn, of which I think a few people said how it been actually working, and it was working on LinkedIn. So that's cool. Lovely. So what I want you to think about when we do this interview is, and as I say, you don't have to do them live. You can tell the story yourself. So if you're more confident in actually just saying, let me tell you a story about someone that's worked with us, here's the notes, and this is the steps, right? So step 2, tell their story live, right? So use the following 4 sections in your live. So 1, what was their world like before working with you? So you can tell that story. You can ask them, you can say, well, before they started working with me, they were unsure on how to actually do their marketing. They were posting aimlessly on social media. They just weren't getting any traction in a specific point that made them take action, start working with you. The specific point was they hadn't made a sale in over 2 months, and they just thought enough is enough, right? I'm just giving an example of something that could work well for me. And then we can say, well, what was it like working together? Well, actually, it's fantastic. We really enjoyed the process. It's been, XYZ person that I was working with really threw themselves into it at the start. We did this, this, and this, and we had a great experience. And then what have they been able to achieve since working a service? Well, they were able to achieve a 50% uplift in terms of sales. They'll be able to recruit people, spend more time actually working on the business, not in the business. And so you can tell that story. It's a classic kind of testimonial piece. Now, what I suggest is that you write the above first, like we talked about with the origin story yesterday. Write it out in full first, then repurpose it as a case study on your blog, website, LinkedIn articles, newsletter, etc. So you could use ChatGPT. It can help you with this to sort of make it nice. You could send it out as a LinkedIn newsletter, the written version, but then you're using this for your actual lives, right? So bam, here we go. So if I throw this into a chat, so those 4 points now in the chat, if you want to grab those and use those. We'll also circulate these notes around after this session in the school community, so you'll be able to grab those. Cool. And then step 3, we need to think about the call to action at the end. So as you've gone through those steps, work a call to action. So that call to action might be something along the lines of, if you would like similar results to X, Y, and Z person, then why don't you send me a DM, comment below. Yeah, I've added my calendar if you want to jump into a call. Would you like to attend an event maybe, or join a free community? Whatever your call to action is, think about that, make it nice and simple, and call people to action at the end of this call, right? So testimonial into a simple call to action. I'm going to take questions in a second, but there's an example here from one that I did previously, which we will circulate as well. And I'll chuck this in the chat. And if you just want to see me talking about this, what I've got, so let's go into the chat. What I've created is this, I was just doing this on the last challenge. So it's just a nice, simple one. It wasn't incredibly well put together, but it's a good example. It's me just talking, and on the right-hand side, I just took a screenshot of the 2 testimonials that Christian Harris had given me in terms of adding a prospector, which is obviously what we do, $1 million sprint, and within 2 hours he's already getting appointments. So there's a nice screenshot. So I've got a slide that I created, and I use the StreamYard slide function that you just pop up the slide. Instead of popping up Mark's face, I popped up the slide, and I can just talk through those with the visual piece on there. So that certainly will help, and will give you a bit of a flavor for it, right? So hopefully that's been of assistance, and we can and you can have a little look through that. Yeah, cool. So that's the challenge today, gang. That's what we want you to achieve. Let me just come back to the slides. Here we go. Perfect. And I'm going to take some questions. And before I take questions, just remember, if you haven't booked yet, I'm doing these LinkedIn profile audits, which are really helping people who are doing this challenge and are really helping people to be able to go through this process. The calendar is getting pretty booked out. So let me just open this up and just see how many spaces we've got left, because I think we're booking September now. So if you're though, so what is this? One space this month, Christ. So if you haven't booked, and then there's probably a little bit next month. If you haven't booked time in my diary to have your LinkedIn profile audit, you're running out of time and space. So it's in the chat now. In that audit, we're going to go through your headline, we're going to go through your profile, we're going to go through the recommendations, we're going to look at everything that makes up a good profile on LinkedIn, and it gives me an opportunity to get to know you a bit better and go through what you do. Cool. So just making sure that we got all the different sections. And one of the things that we'll look at on that profile audit, and I referenced it earlier, is your recommendations. Oh, there you go. Look, Mark's very kindly gave me a recommendation as well. But you can go down to recommendations, and you can press plus, and you can go ask for recommendations, and then you could go out and actually find people and ask them for recommendations. So I could go find Mike, for example, Mark Stevenson, there we go. And I can go click his name here, and I could go say, that we've worked together, or we were in the same group together. You don't have to have worked together. I can say which company, and I could say, would you write me a recommendation about the LinkedIn in live challenge, like that. Perfect. And it's as simple as sending a message like that. I've just requested Mike to be able to do that. He'll get a pop-up, and not everybody's going to give you a recommendation, but if you can just keep on sending those each time that you do some work, or you speak for someone, or you do a little bit of a free strategy session for them, you will build a nice set of recommendations. And then you can just screenshot one. So you can go here, you can screenshot it. You could then add it onto a slide somewhere. And then you could actually use that slide to be able to present the story of that person when you go do your your live today. So that's what we're looking to try and do.
Richard, sorry to interrupt. Can you how do you get that again? I couldn't see where you got that from, that asked recommendation.
So when
it's
you
so
go
straightforward, and then I couldn't see what you were doing,
like
and then I'm lost.
So you can see on my profile, I've got education, skills,
Yeah.
and then recommendations.
Yeah.
And it's just this plus button.
Oh, just the plus button. Got you.
Plus the button,
Right.
and you can then go ask for recommendations or give a recommendation.
Simple
and the nice
and
thing
you know.
is you can click on here, you can see all pending. So for example, if you got when someone gives you a recommendation, you'll see it in here, and it will go green. So I haven't got any here because I've added them all to my profile, but they don't automatically go onto your profile publicly. You'll receive it, and then it will sit there, and it will wait for someone to actually give the recommendation, right? And this is the message that says here, and so this is what Mike's just received in his inbox, and it will ask for that, and you'll see it's all in here. And then if I wanted to, I can actually go and delete some of these requests or unrequest it in there, so and you got other people who are recommending you. So you might have also some people who are recommending, so you can go on and actually recommend them, right? So that's kind of how it will look. Cool. Happy to transition nicely into questions there, gang. So first of all, if you're shooting off, go get those lives. We're going to put a post in the link in the LinkedIn for Breakfast group, where you can post the link to your live, so we can all like and share it in the group. So definitely do that. But good luck with it. So into the room then, gang. Questions, thoughts, how can I help? Oh, Beres says, how do you load a slide onto StreamYard? So let's just go into a quick live stream now. Great, let's get into the room. So a little bit like we added a guest to it. If you go down to the bottom, it has a number of the different pieces in here that you could work on. Come on. And you go present here, and you go add a slide. So you can upload a slide, and so I can grab a slide like this, and that then becomes a slide. So here's the slide that I actually used from that example I just showed you. And so I can have it up as a slide like that. I can add myself to the stage, and then I can put myself small, or I can make myself larger, and so present like that. I can put myself in the bottom left-hand corner. That's how we can work. And as I say, we can have it full screen as well. So it's as simple as that. And that's just a screenshot. Obviously, I put a bit of a logo and all the rest of it in. But the whole point of this, gang, let me just kind of just bring this home for you. We recommend to our clients having a reviews page on your website. And every time someone said something nice about you that's related to your product you're trying to sell, screenshot it, make it into a bit of a social media post, and then have a page. So if we look here, these are all these screenshots of people who are winning at our product. And these are screenshots with a nice title, little logo. They just look, see, they're square, they're individual posts that we've used before. and there's hundreds of them, you know, because we're just active in trying to get wins and asking for wins, and we're constantly showing these. And then we also do video interviews. So each time I do those video interviews and we set up one properly, we'll do it. And those video interviews are, let me just fast forward to here so you can see, are just simply me recording a Zoom, and I just interview Rob DaCosta in this one, just interviewed him about how his experience has been. And he said it's only like a 3-4 minute thing, but it's like that live I've just showed you, but we're booking Zooms, I'm recording the Zooms and then adding it onto YouTube and then adding it to my reviews page. So why am I saying this? Is it's not just this live today, it's a skill set. You should be grabbing these screenshots. You should be using these screenshots to then tell the story of these people, to have a reviews page. You should be doing interviews with people to say, well, look, you know, so Lydia made a 6K sale. Great. That's a great opportunity for me to jump on a Zoom and interview her, as well as grabbing the screenshot, as well as then sending a post out on social. So just teaching skills that should become habits. Okay, into the room, gang. Further questions? Okay. Or is there, your calendar only shows August, it doesn't scroll. Is there a separate link for September? Let's just have a look. So we may not have any dates in September. Let's go. Oh, it doesn't scroll. Isn't that interesting? Let's just go. If we get rid of everything on the other side of the question, then this link will be directly to my calendar. So it should give you the ability to have a look. Oh, look, that August one's already gone. So let's just So if there's not any space and you'd like to do a profile audit, then we do operate a waiting list. So yeah, look, there's just no other times because it's not booking for September now. So if you would like to have a LinkedIn profile audit, please do just message in the chat now. If you haven't had one before, just put an audit, please, and we'll link back to you and stick you on the waiting list. And when we release more dates, we'll give you early access to them now. So it's a free session. We look over your LinkedIn profile and we help you with exactly what to do and how to improve it, all part of that. So fantastic. So Jamie, Crystal, will get you guys into that. Cool. Other questions that you might have, gang? How else can I help? Mike.
Yeah, because I do speaking, I can't always put the pain in because you get CEOs saying things that are pretty indiscreet sometimes. You know, I think my people are lazy. So there are things that you can't put up because it tends not to be a kind of baseline which they offer you. It's usually, you know, I want to give my people a G up. I want to give them a kick up the backside.
Yeah.
And that's not the kind of thing you can publicly display.
Well, you could say something like I was booked because the company wanted to help increase motivation within their team. I
can say that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can. But for almost every occasion, actually.
Okay. Yeah, exactly. So that's the beauty of it, because you can, you know, work through. It's all about whenever you're trying to sell anything, it's about what is the pain they're having now? What's the future-based result of working with you? So pain now, result here, and then the gap in the middle is the thing that your product and solution solves.
Actually, there's a general thing about people's dissatisfaction at work and the lack of connection with the vision of the company and the behavior of the company sometimes. So it's like a general bedrock on which to build that. I think it's something like 66% of people say they would leave their job tomorrow if they could.
Yeah, well, there you go, exactly. So that's a testament. That's a quote. So I would just understand that, and just what the reason why this is important is when your other potential clients see this testimonial, you want them to think, yeah, I'm in those shoes as well. I have those problems. That's the pain that we're currently experiencing. And so, yes, it would be good, therefore, to actually have a conversation about, with Mike, because maybe Mike could help us, because we're in the doldrums, and we need to get into this motivation piece. Yeah, super important. Love it. Cool. Any other thoughts, questions, guys? Happy to help. Can I use the reviews of my guests and listeners to my podcast? 100%. Yeah. Why not? You know, you want to you've got to tell the story of why these things, you know, what it is that people want and what are they getting out from this. And there's no reason why you can't tell. If you're trying to promote your podcast, then talk to people about, you know, what it is that listeners are getting from the podcast. So it helps you to then call people to action at the end to come and subscribe to your podcast. Alice says, do you have to create an event on LinkedIn in advance or stream when you are ready? I understand you need to do streaming links and time zone settings. You have done everything so smoothly. Is there any way? Is there any algorithm here? I always struggle with this. So there's two things you can do. So one, you can post it so you go live straight away. And number two is you can schedule it. And if you've scheduled it as an event, you can then go onto LinkedIn and find that event and then start using the invite feature to that event to invite people along to it. That's pretty cool, because it just allows you to have give an extra boost to people. So if I show you what I mean, first of all, in the StreamYard studio, so let's just leave and go through this again. If I say schedule the event, it will create the event. So live stream, click it here and then schedule for later. And then it allows me to put all these details in. I can even upload a thumbnail and it will just take me to my computer, and I can pick an image and it will upload the image for me. Okay. Once that happens, it will then appear on my feed as a actual thumbnail, right? And so, sorry, appear as an actual event. So you're able to see the event. So if I just go and say, I don't know, let's just go marketing. If I type in marketing, I'm just going to find a marketing event, because let's presume that I've done that and it's scheduled it for later. And here it is, right? So it's scheduled for later, and then this is the event that's scheduled. So I jump onto here, and now I can invite people to this. So if I just press attend here, what it will mean, it will give me the function to invite people to it. So I'm just going to say attend. What I'm going to do is pretend this is the event that I've created. Okay. Oh, Jesus. Bloody LinkedIn just keeps on wanting to log in and log out. Come on. Okay. So in 2 seconds. Come on. Right, so I'll go back to that and do that whole thing again. Sorry about that. Right, so let's find that event again. So marketing and event. Come on, LinkedIn. Okay, and so here you go. So now I'm attending this event. Now, if it was my event, I would automatically be attending. That button has gone from attending to share now. So what I can do is press invite, and I can actually go and invite people in my network to my own event. And so you can go tick these boxes and say, great, I want to go and invite them. And I can press invite those 3 people. Or, which I much prefer, I can actually search by industry, and I can look at all my business consulting services connections. And now it will list them out. And if it does that, the beauty of this is that I have this little white box here that I can press, and it will then select them all. And then once it selects them all, then I need to then scroll down, and it will reload some more, scroll down, reload some more, scroll down, reload some more. And then I unselect it, because that was only 50 odd. I reselect it, and now I've got 83. And then I've got to scroll down, it's going to do it. So now it takes a little bit of time, but you can invite up to 1,000 people doing that little hack there to your event. And that will create a really nice potential opportunities. It's the sort of work that is all these little small things that can really help to get people to register. Now, look, what yeah, the fact is, let's just discard this. So say for these guys that they've got 33,000 attendees or people who want to go to that. So that's 33,000 leads that they actually can reach out to, message, DM to be able to say, hey, thanks for coming to my event. Now, this may look crazy because there's 33,000. Actually, in reality, what events like this do, and you'll see them all the time, is that they get people to come along to the event and then they shift the event time to, say, Monday before the event happens. And then they keep on inviting people. And then when it gets to Sunday, they'll shift the event time to Wednesday. And then they invite people. And then they'll keep on shifting it and shifting it and shifting it. So they have not, by right, got these many people, but they are then DMing these people, contacting these people, and so they're growing their followers off the back of it, etc. It's naughty. It is naughty, and that's one of the hacks. So that's how they found that's why they've got such a big attendance to this. Now, I'm not saying you guys need to do that, but what I am saying is by having the event and using the invite feature, and then also the event itself might get found organically, you can start to build a volume of people that are leads, and then you can message them, you can thank them, you can link back to them. So much that you can do with this. So cool. Lots going on. Does that help? So you can schedule one for the future and invite people to it, or you just go live. If you're ready to go live, just go live. Further questions, gang? If you're shooting off, good to see you. I hope that's been of help. Happy to stick around for a final question if anybody's got one. If not,
got one. Sorry.
Yes,
Richard.
go for it.
I did lives, and the first one didn't go very well, but I'm panicking because I can't see it anywhere. Has it gone on LinkedIn Live, even though it was sort of cut short and I did it again? Will it be there somewhere?
Maybe depends on how you finished it. So let's have a look. Okay. So let's have a look. Let's see. Okay. We're not connected. God, it's a travesty.
Oh my God.
Let's
right.
resolve that straight away, shall we? I'll send it without a note because hopefully you'll remember me. And we'll work through there. Have we got a LinkedIn profile order in?
Yes, I've got you one.
Fantastic. Yeah, because there's a few things I can see already that
Okay.
will be of help. So let's have I mean, we can just go straight to videos.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, not videos, because it's going to be a post because it was a live. And I'm just going to go see all posts. And I can see two that look like the same title, but different. So here's one here. Great. And there's the original one. So you've shared that.
Yeah.
And here's another one, which is...
That's the one, I think, isn't it?
There we go, with the countdown.
And in the same way that we would if we were...
See, look at it, comes up with all the text in there.
Yeah.
Looking good.
Perfectionism. We then
And you say it finished
It
early.
stops, yeah, because I didn't do it very well. So, okay, but it's up there. So I just have to go with it imperfect.
Yeah. Or you
Yeah.
can delete it. That's
Can
okay.
you? How can you delete that then?
I mean, I can't delete yours, but you
Oh, yeah,
press
but
these three
you just go in-
buttons
Oh,
and it
okay.
would
You
give
can
you the
just delete
delete
it.
button
Oh,
there.
fine.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
So
I might do that.
that's, it's entirely down to you. But if you've done it twice, like
Yeah, I've done one 3 times. Done it. Okay.
it's down to you. So it's great. It's congratulations for getting live and getting sorted, because that's what it's all about. It's just the next one will be better and the next one will be better. So that's it then, guys. Tomorrow, 9 o'clock for the last session, we're going to talk about the call to action tomorrow. So please do join us 9 o'clock tomorrow, and do post in the group your LinkedIn Live links. And until then, good luck, enjoy, and I'll see you tomorrow.